Hi folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we're looking at episode 2 of Junji Ito Collection, which, why not start with this episode? Legit, this is the best episode of the two, and you don't start with this one. Why? Why? Seriously, like, I've met so many people that are already feeling like Junji Ito's stories aren't going to be that good because of the first episode, and they really didn't find anything good about it. They found it more comedic and anything else. And even with the second story being, as short as it was and creepy as it wasn't enough to convince people to even watch the second episode. I know a lot of people that said they won't watch episode 2. If you would have started off with this one, I feel like you would have loved this show, or at least had more, I want to say, a change of heart, at least in terms of, okay, maybe we'll give it more episodes, not just the first one. Anyways, our story, again, is split into two parts. We have different stories, one of which, the model one, which is the first one I'll be discussing, I actually read before in one of his other works, because it was a side story there. The Long Dreams one, which was the second episode that takes place, or second part of the episode, which is like 10 minutes in. I'd never actually read that story before, and I really love that story. So we'll talk about that one also. But really, I'll give you guys synopsis of both, the pros and cons of both also, and then the whole episode as a whole. But the first story, we have the synopsis being that this model is discovered by this, I want to say, amateur filmmaker along with his friends, and when he goes and discovers her, he finds her in a magazine. Now, earlier in the day, he said that he felt like his day was going to be horrible. He felt like something was just going to be terrible to his day, and as he says, his hunches usually are very correct. I mean, he hits a pole because he's not paying attention where he's walking to, and he thinks, no, this is not the part that's bad. It's something else. Something far more sinister is going to happen to me. And lo and behold, he's opening a magazine and sees this really ugly and scary-looking model stare back at him, it looks like. And, when one of their films actually won an award for being a good amateur film, they decided to hire various models. Lo and behold, one of the models is actually this creepy lady that he saw in this magazine. And, I mean, I kid you not, guys. Like, I think I'm having her as a thumbnail. She is legit terrifying. She's nightmare fuel. If you ever saw someone like that running toward you or walking toward you, I kind of would understand a little bit of wincing, like going, ooh, I don't know if I want to deal with that, because legit, she is that scary. But, what was very interesting, though, is, the conclusion was probably the weakest part of the whole thing, but it's still kind of almost disturbing that it ends on just this note of, oh, I knew today was going to be a bad day. Meanwhile, he or she is killing the one member of the group of filmmakers, and now she's probably gonna go after this dude because he fell over on a stump. Which, by the way, come on, the stump thing, like, does everyone running away always fall on stumps? Like, I get that you're in the forest, I get that there are roots and they're easy to fall over, but it just seems like such a tired and true concept. It's like, come on. But what I really loved about the second episode was not the first story, but the second one, Long Dreams, which essentially follows a young girl at first, where this young girl is really afraid and fearful of death, which, I mean, a lot of young people are usually fearful of death. They're not initially, but some people, when they do have that fear, they can't get rid of it. It just stays with them and accumulates over time. But that's because she keeps thinking that she sees a Reaper coming after her, and that's because it's actually another patient. Now, we learned that this patient wasn't like this originally. Apparently, he was a normal dude who came in and said that he was having very odd dreams as of late, and we find out that these dreams, it's not that they're per se all bad, but the thing is that they're lasting for a long time. Like, so, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but you ever have those things where you're laying down, you're sleeping, and you have a dream that feels like it's going on for hours or even days. I've had these before where I've had like almost 2 days past in a dream before, and it's really disturbing. Like, you wake up and you're like, wait, what day is it? It's today, wait, what? It's today, Wednesday, right? And then you find out it's like Monday, and you're like, it throws you off. It is very, I want to say, chilling to wake up to that, especially if you remember it. But usually it fades after a while. But with our character here, who's having these long dreams, he's saying that they're extending as time goes by. So it started off where it was just a day, and then it felt like it was a couple of days, then it became a week, and then he was talking about months. And as he's in the hospital, he says that he's having dreams that last him a year. And as time goes by, it's continuing to increase, and he's getting scared because it feels like hundreds of years might pass one day when he wakes up, and in his dream it'll be like 100 years later. And lo and behold, it actually changes his actual body. It makes it almost start decaying and rotting away, and it legit actually does make him rot away. He becomes dust at one point. His image is so creepy. I'm gonna put that on Twitter because it legit was also nightmare fuel. I mean, Junji Ito, his art, man, will terrify the crap out of you, to say the least. But then you have it where the doctor who was examining this dude this whole time actually he took a fragment of this crystal he found inside the man's mind, who he thinks that's what caused him to have these dreams. and then put in the girl. I'm like, dude, goes to show you, like, the characters in Junji Ito aren't nice people. They're pretty dark in their own right, and that's the kind of draw of this works, is that you have these twisted caricatures of human beings, essentially. Because, I mean, I don't know how many doctors would actually do that, where they would take something that I know caused such a disturbing thing to happen to someone, and then, you know, put it into a young person's mind. It's like, wow. But the good about this week's episode was that it was actually creepy. It was both stories were actually very decent. You know, one being a little bit stronger than the other, I'll say the least. And also, I love that the animation's still the same as last week, but you could see that they did go with a slightly different tone to it, which is kind of cool. The bad will definitely be that, yeah, the first story's ending might not be for everyone. I mean, the whole kind of, I want to say, open in the air conclusion is not always for everyone. And it's also that it's got some of the tired and true concepts of horror, so it's like, it's not that good. But the second, you know, like I said before, the second story I think makes up for a lot of the issues with the first story. Anyways, what did you guys think about this week's episode? You know, I'm going to get ready, by the way, folks, I started doing the question of the week or question of the day for each video. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to ask you always guys to always tell me what you thought about the episode in the comments below. I think that's simpler anyways. So hopefully you guys understand that. I will talk to you later. If you like my reviews, please think about hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And share the videos around. Help me out, you know, get more subs, please. That'd be kind of cool. I'm trying. Keyword trying to make 2,000. I don't know why I said 2,000, which, I mean, it's not per se horribly incorrect, but whatever. But I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs by the end of 2018. So it's not impossible. I'm 600 away, guys. You can help me out with that. You know, I believe in you guys, and if you guys like my reviews, please, it helps me out really to subscribe and share my videos around. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great, blessed day, everyone. God bless you all. I do have more reviews today, so look forward to those when they come out. Bye-bye, everyone.